humble respects.
Handy, isn't it? At least you know when to round up the cattle and gather in the hay.
Aye.
I heard about this fella who always took part just before it snowed. You could team up.
All we need is a bloke who can't get it up when it's going to be sunny,
I was wondering
and we'll
when
be
you'd
the
turn
three
up.
wise men.
Hey, my lovely. Zizka told me you found something out about Liechtenstein.
If only just Liechtenstein. I've only been here a couple of days, but I seem to know everything about this city and its sinful people. And about the Pope, the second Pope, Sigismund, Wenceslas, about the sickness of old men, the desires of young men, who I sometimes have to beat off with a stick. Simply everything. The tavern seems to be the fount of all knowledge.
You'll have to tell me more about the sinning part. That sounds interesting.
You youngsters are all the same. But work before pleasure. After we find Liechtenstein and free Cape Bon, we'll see.
I look forward to it. But anyway, about Liechtenstein.
What's the hold-up,
Anything new?
Well, there might be something. One of the girls I talked to told me her sweetheart frequents some nasty alehouse. And one of the regulars there recently started buying drinks for the whole house. Which is suspicious, because this fella is practically a beggar. Goatskin, they call him. They asked him where he got the coin, and he boasted that he was spying for some rich lord.
All right. That sounds promising.
Of course, it doesn't have to be Liechtenstein, but there can't be that many rich men who pay spies. And we have to start somewhere.
That's true. And you've spoken to this goatskin fella?
Not yet. I was rather hoping you'd do it. That grubby alehouse is a bit too wild, even for me.
That's saying something. Well, trying to get sense out of drunken wretches is quite a skill of mine. Does this place have a name?
I'm not sure if it's a name, but the locals call it the Hole in the Wall.
I see the owner has got a sense of humor.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's a joke. You'll find it in Hot Prink. There's no other alehouse in that quarter.
So goatskin in the hole in the wall. I reckon I remember that. I'll go and check it out.
Before you go, I wanted to ask. Nobody ever told me why we're actually looking for this Liechtenstein fella.
Do you remember how we were tortured in Trotsky?
That's not something that's easy to forget.
Istvan asked us about Liechtenstein, and we revealed to him that he's here. Istvan sent Eric to tell von Burgov about it. His life might be in danger because of us.
All right. But who is he and what is he doing here?
He's a young noble from Jobst's council. His family have domains in Moravia and Lower Austria. He's here to gather information about the enemy for Jobst. And judging by how important it was for Istvan to find out where he is, he's a real thorn in their side. And they're out to get him.
So we're getting involved in noble men's schemes again. That means trouble.
I'll do my best not to get us mixed up in all that.
Sure you will. But it can't be helped. There's a war on, and we have to fight. Watch out for yourself, Henry.
Call me one.
I have a bad feeling about that district.
You're not the only one.
I stepped on his tail, bitch.
I'm looking for a fella called Goatskin. Do you know him?
Aye. But I reckon I ain't gonna tell you nothing.
Why not?
Because I don't know you. Although the way you're kitted out, you seem like you might fit in here.
I simply have to find him. and I couldn't care less whether I do it the easy way or the hard way. So don't fuck with me, or I'll have you. Along with the whole of this lousy pigsty.
You know what? If you think you're tough, go and see Goliath in the barn in the yard. He's always on the lookout for bruisers like you. And if you get through that alive, come back here and we'll talk.
You don't know me, and you don't want to tell me anything. I get that. But there must be some way I can get you to trust me. I'm sure there are things I can help you with.
Of course there is. But we're mainly looking for fellas what can handle themselves. Ever since this town got a new lord, we've had to use a bit of violence now and again, innit?
I'll have some wine.
I don't have any problem with violence.
Most times a fella tells me that, it ends badly for him. Anyways, if you want to join us and get some jobs, go across the yard to the barn. You'll find Goliath there, and he'll let you know if you're up to it or not. And if you get through that alive, come back here and we'll talk.
Why bother with fighting? I reckon it's a waste of time. It's plain as day I'm in better shape than most of the decrepit louts here.
You don't lack balls, I see. That's a good thing, actually, seeing as we're looking for someone like you. Let's leave Goliath out of it. It'll only lead to bad blood. Wouldn't be the first time. What was it you wanted to know?
I'm looking for Goatskin. I hear he used to come here.
Aye. Thing is, ain't nobody seen him here for a few days.
But he used to come here.
Aye. He was here day in, day out. Only this time some burly lads came here and duffed him up proper.
Do you know the men who beat him up?
No, but there were some Jews among them, and that's pretty odd, seeing as how they don't usually get mixed up in nothing.
Why did they give him such a beating? Did they say anything?
Well, Goatskin is a right knob-end. Always asking for it, he is. But I reckon this time it was about his big gob. The last week he was coming, throwing glint around. And when we squeezed him about where he got the coin, he said he was spying for some lord.
And does this lord have a name?
He didn't say. We didn't swallow his yarn about spying anyway. We reckoned he made a score and just wanted to look like a big man.
What happened to Goatskin? Does anyone know where he is now?
No word. But I reckon he's holed up somewhere, licking his wounds. Seems he stuck his nose in a wasp's nest, and he won't be sticking it out again for a while. If you're going to look for him, try it at night. You don't stray far when he's on the job. Usually between Hradek and the horse market. He goes after drunks. So I try asking in the local drinking dens.
All right. What does he look like, though? He can't be the only fella who likes to relieve drunks of their purses.
God's truth. But you'll know Goatskin when you see him. They call him that on account of how he got kicked in the head by a goat as a nipper. He's got a dent in his forehead you could use for a game of marbles.
I'm sure you know the town better than me. What drinking dens are there on Goatskin's patch?
Between the horse market and Hradek, there's the Black Horse, a miner's tavern. Wayman the taverner used to be a miner. And then there's the big bathhouse. It belongs to some bloke called Adam. He tarted the place up big.
Any others?
None I know.
Why didn't you defend Goatskin? Isn't he one of you?
He is and he ain't. I'm no saint, but that Goatskin stepped in some nasty shit and then walked it in our door and all. I ain't saying we don't look out for each other, but there's limits, innit?
Thanks. I'll go and look for him.
I wish you luck then. He ain't the brightest, but he's got a real talent for saving his own skin. Once you're done with him, come by and see us. Seems after all you're a pretty handy bloke. We could use the likes of you.
time again. I've got to go with Yarkin.
I reckon when she rinses the laundry, nothing but four eyes. You got
God be with you.
Good to see you, friend.
Good Lord gave me eyes. So I used them. Is that such a sin?
Sir.
Hey, kidder. Why you just standing there? Come
Mein
over here.
Gott, wo
I
liegt
won't
das
take no
Problem?
for an answer.
Why not?
Greetings
I'll
to
sit
you
for a
too.
spell.
Sit down, have an ale, and you won't... All right, man.
I'm looking for a bloke called Goatskin. Do you know him by any chance? I heard he hangs around here.
Goatskin. I've heard of him, aye. But he don't come to our tavern, that's for sure. We ain't no saints, literally. But we don't stoop to rubbing shoulders with the likes of him. And he ain't interested in us either.
Any idea what places he goes to?
Hard to say. He hangs round this area, and the word is he's got some wench at the bathhouse in Hradek Quarter. Round the corner from here.
You said he's not interested in you.
Aye, spot on, mate. For one thing, us yakkers always leave the tavern with nowt in our purses. He won't get nothing from us. And besides, you wouldn't want to piss off a drunk yakker, kidder. Goatskin would rather rob some Deutsche merchant. There's more glint in it.
Do you know anything about his girl? Like, her name?
Nah, I just heard about her. It's raj as fuck. Goatskin, Claudius Sin, and a sticky-fingered bugger with a bathhouse wench. Mind, the lassies round here are the canniest. Main ones divin' walk in the baths like.
That's all I need to know. Thanks. You wouldn't happen to have any work for me, would you?
I'll tell you, we could use a canny bloke like you. Set yourself down here. And if you take the job, you'll get a heap of chink.
You need a cow?
There's no end.
I'm not sure I can help you with that.
A cout lad. A strong bloke. I can see you're not for here. We have a bit of fash we need a hand with.
I see. I mean, I actually don't. I'm not a miner.
And that's just why I need a bloke like you. Look, I'm Vlach, gaffer of the St. Anthony Pit. They call us the Striped Tonys.
Yakkers? Striped Tonys?
Aye? There's a heap of shafts here in the mound, and each has its own gang of yakkers, miners, who all think they're the canniest. Only now, our festival is coming up, and there's always some backcast around it.
Backcast, you say? Tell me more.
Aye, trouble, fash. King Wenzel himself gave our mound the privilege to hold a grand pitman's shoot fest.
Shoot fest? Like a competition?
And every shaft has its own champion. Winning is a great honour, and we've won the last few years every time. But this year it's fucked. Our Anthony got lost and we can't compete without him. And the Saints are behind it. They want to bring us to our knees.
And who are these thieving saints?
Yaggers from the All Saints shaft. They've had a howfing scene before, but now they're up to their oxters in water. And they blame us for it. Only that's bollocks. They only have themselves to blame for it. Their gaffer, Jorg Preng, he pushed it too fast. So now he's all worked up that they're digging like mad, and they're now to show for it.
So, what's all this to do with me?
We need a fella that the Saints don't ken. Someone who can get in their alehouse and nick our stang back. I'm certain they're hiding it there. There'll be a heap of chink in it for you, kidder, if you can do this for us.
Where can I find that alehouse?
No bother. It's in the Italian Quarter near the upper church. You can't miss it, kidder.
All right. A church can't be hard to spot.
The saints meet and play dice beneath the alehouse. There's only one way in from below, through an old abandoned mine shaft.
Where can I find the entrance to this shaft?
On the slope, right below the paths of the Hradec Fortress Gate.
What does your standard actually look like?
It's a red and white stang, like a pole, with a carving of St. Anthony on it, and owl gilded at the top.
All right. I'll take care of your fash for you. But it'll cost you some chink.
I'm glad to hear it, kidder. I could see you're a canny lad. You'll definitely get a nice foy for it, but be careful. That foreman pring of theirs is a right awful bastard.
Thanks. I'll be careful.
See you later, my friend.
You silly doggy.
God, what's taking so long? About the greatest evil and danger on God's earth. Men's cruelty and wickedness. You may say that God created all men in his image, so they can't be all that.
Greetings. What do you need?
Do you get a lot of German merchants here?
We used to. From all over the place. But mainly Lausitz. But there ain't so many these days. Unfortunately.
How come?
I don't know. But it's a pity. Merchants tend to have bulging purses. They'll come back, though. There's one German here right now, as it happens. Udo, he's called. But that's all I can tell you about him. He ain't interested in our services.
He just drinks here.
Drinks and plays dice. Almost every evening.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But stick around and spend some coin. So I ain't telling you this for nothing. Farewell, my friend.
Jawohl.
Come and take a swig, sweetheart. God be with you.
Have you got anything good to drink here?
Of course I do, handsome. Would you like some? And then maybe we can have a bit of fun. How about it?
No thanks.
Suit yourself, handsome. Your loss. Farewell, my friend. Come
My humble respects.
Greetings. Do you need something?
I'm looking for a fella called Goatskin. I heard he sometimes comes here.
Aye. He turns up now and again. The louse. The bastard's ruining my business. 2 of my customers refused to come here again after he robbed them one night.
That's not very nice. And you wouldn't have some idea where I might find Goatskin, would you? I reckon it'd suit you if he packed it in.
You bet it would. But if I knew where to find him, I'd wring his neck myself. That bitch Mary's bound to know, though. She denies it, but we all know she's walking out with him.
I thought you bathhouse girls stuck together. What have you got against Mary?
There's a limit to everything. As soon as you mess with someone's livelihood, you ain't no sister to anyone. She can marry that cripple for all I care, but when he robs our guests and ruins our reputation, she should grab him by the balls herself and... oh, never mind.
Is that all you know about Goatskin?
Ain't that enough for you? I'm not here to know stuff, in case you hadn't realised.
Thanks then. I'll be off.
If you find him, give him a slap from me.
Hey, handsome. Coming up.
I'm looking for Goatskin. Do you know him?
Nah, you're a good-looking fella. What would I want with some goat skin when I've got a handsome young buck right here in front of me? I couldn't care less about your goat skin.
But I do. And the girls here tell me you know him quite well.
So, you're not here to have a good time. Shame. I know Goatskin, but don't expect me to tell you anything. He's lying low, and for good reason. You ain't the first to come looking for him.
Why is he hiding? Who from?
How should I know? He's never far from trouble. Goes with his trade, doesn't it?
Where is he hiding?
I don't know. And even if I did, I don't see why I should tell you. That's why he's hiding. So strangers like you don't find him.
Come on now. Do I really look like someone who'd want to hurt him?
No, you don't.
You see? I'm trying to help Goatskin. But I can't do that if I don't know where he is.
Help him? With what?
With this situation he's in. It's complicated. And the less you know, the better.
All right. I understand. He gets me into enough trouble as it is.
There you go. So where's he hiding?
There's a yard behind the bathhouse leading to a side alley. Right next to it is the Black Horse Tavern. And at the opposite end, you'll see a barn behind a wall. There's a funny little window at the top. That's where.
I'll look for it.
Help him, will you? I'm starting to be afraid for him.
I'll see what I can do. It's not easy.
God be with you.
Grüß Gott. Was...
Great.
Eben.
It's been a pleasure. Good.
Klar. Sei mit dir und einen guten Abend.
My respects.
This looks like the barn Mary was talking about. But how to get in there? Looks like Goatskin isn't here. I suppose I could wait for him to turn up. Hey, are you Goatskin by any chance?
Yeah, that's me, What do you want?
I have a couple of questions for you.
Look, I didn't. I never told nobody. Nobody. I swear. I'll even swear to Samuel and his God if he wants.
Who the hell is Samuel?
You weren't sent by Sam.
I wouldn't be asking you if I was, would I?
You know, like, I promise not to talk about it no more. They'll kill me otherwise.
I get that, but do you think they'll just forget about it? How long do you intend to hide?
Until I have enough. You know, glint to take off.
Well, I could help you with that. I know a lot of people. Getting you out of town won't be a problem. If you help me, I'll help you.
That sounds, you know, promising. But I still need coin. I can't just pack up and take off.
Coin shouldn't be a problem. I'm starting to lose patience. I don't know these mysterious folks you're afraid of, but I'm here and they aren't. So if there's anyone you should be afraid of, it's me. Know what I mean?
I get it. I understand, innit? But I just can't. In the end, it don't matter if it's you who kills me or Sam's bastards. I mean, I don't want to be killed, though, do I? I just want to disappear. And I need glint for that.
How much do you want so you can disappear in peace?
Not much, a few score groschen. But that won't be a problem for a well-heeled fella like yourself.
Here you are. But you're gonna talk, right?
Right. Well, I like talking, you know, like... What is it you want to know?
I heard you were spying for some nobleman. Is that true?
I was doing nothing but, you know, like, I was spying for 2 weeks.
Who is this Samuel you're so afraid of?
He just hired me. He's one of them lot. You know, them Jews, innit? He was nice to me till I started blabbering.
Do you know where I could find this Samuel?
Go to that, you know, synagogue. He hangs around it in front of it and people, like, brings him news of what's on the grapevine, you know. And evenings he sits around at the King Solomon. It's like a, you know, a Jewish tavern. But watch out. They ain't too welcoming towards our people there.
Have you ever heard the name Liechtenstein?
I don't know him, but I heard Samuel telling his people, like them Jews, I mean, about this, what's his name? Liechtenstein.
What exactly did he say? Did he speak about him in a good way or a bad way?
I don't know. I just remembered a funny name. I don't pay much heed to things that what don't concern me.
And you call yourself a spy?
Watch it, mate. I remember things well enough, but only what they pays me to remember. I ain't gonna, you know, fill my head up with shit that don't concern me for free.
Jesus wept. What is it you did as a spy?
Mostly I was standing guard in front of that palace, you know, like Rutard's place. I was watching for who was going in and out, see? You know, who, with who, where, when, and that.
And what went on there?
Well, people was coming and going, all sorts of nobles, and I'd tell Samuel what colours they was carrying, see? I was good at that. I remember pictures good, you know?
I reckon I know what I need to know. Now clear off, since I've filled your purse for you.
Of course. I'm going.
Careful.
God be with you.
Sholem, are you lost? Or what would a goy want here?
What do you think Goy means?
It means you do not belong here.
It means nation in Hebrew. So you're just as much a Goy as I am.
Good one. A goy lecturing a Jew on Hebrew. All right. But I suggest you do not repeat it around these parts. Not everyone is as tolerant as I. So, what do you want?
I'm looking for someone called Samuel.
What do you want with him?
Is that you?
There are many Samuels here. And if I'm not good enough for you, I'm afraid nobody else will talk to you.
All right. I'm looking for John of Liechtenstein. I heard you, or this Samuel, might know something about him.
I'm sure Samuel knows a lot. But I do not see why he should tell you.
Because I know a lot as well? Me and Samuel can exchange interesting information.
Why do you think you can tell me anything I need to know? I already know more than I want to.
You're the first person I've met who complains about knowing more than everyone else.
It is not pleasant to know things you can do nothing about. So what I need is someone who prefers action to talk.
All right. What do you suggest?
An exchange. Something in return. I have this one problem none of my people can fix.
Well, if your people can't handle it, why not?
You are no better than my people. But unfortunately, they were all born under our star, and that is a problem in this case.
I understand. What's this about, then?
You probably know that my people face outbreaks of hatred from time to time. A house is plundered, people beaten up, sometimes murdered. Usually it is started by some scum spreading rumors that we eat Christian babies or poison wells. They always find some excuse.
I've never heard anything like that before.
You must be deaf then. In any case, that is how it is. I have heard that such people are meeting in an old abandoned house by the wall in the mining district. I need someone to get among them, find out what they are planning, and warn us in good time.
Won't they be suspicious?
Why? Their kind usually are not too bright. You just have to curse the Jews and say you want to join them. Do not worry. They will not check if you are circumcised.
All right. I'll do it. And then you'll tell me all about Liechtenstein.
Agreed. They usually meet at the start of the day.
At the start of the day according to my calendar, or yours?
I see you're in the know. At the start of my day, so when the first 3 stars come out.
Right. So they meet after sunset. The miners' district, an abandoned house with a small yard by the ramparts.
That's right. I reckon you can still catch up with them there today, if you get them to let you join them. Try and find out what they're planning, and then come and see me. and you'll have fulfilled your side of the deal.
And then you'll tell me how to find Liechtenstein?
That was my promise. And I keep my promises.
Don't you dare cause any trouble.
Hey! Hey! Open up! Open up!
Underworld, what are you doing, Moishe?
Futsa Kapora, piece of junk. Never mind. We'll cut this shit down.
Wait! Don't kill him! You're gonna beg for mercy? After this?
We can make a deal. We have some of your people, we can exchange them.
Our people? What the hell are you talking about?
We caught some of them yesterday, trying to get to Liechtenstein, just like you.
No, I'm after Liechtenstein because I need to talk to him. I'm not his enemy. But if you know where he is, you better take me to him. Right now.
I have my orders. I'm not supposed to let anyone near him. Especially not someone who just beat my 2 best men. I'm not a fool.
Right. I'll go unarmed. If that'll convince you.
I'll trust you. But in return, you have to trust me. You can't see where we're going.
All right. But no tricks.
Those are the rules.
Wait. Who is that somewhere?
We will soon find out. Let us in.
Wenches or the neighbor's daughter, any dirt you can dig up. Off you go! Oh, who have you brought now, Sam?
I'm not entirely sure, but he says he knows you and absolutely insisted he had to talk to you.
Ah. Of course. Henry. Lord Capon of Perkstein's page. We met on my visit to Rattay. He's all right.
Lord Capon's escort and bodyguard.
Quite. Quite. But tell me, what brings you here?
Well, that's quite a long story, sir.
Well, I've got plenty of time, and actually I enjoy long stories. You know why? Because they demand a lot of wine. Please, take a seat and tell me everything.
If I'm not mistaken, Jobst sent you to von Berkhoff with a message. How did that go?
Not well. As we were approaching Trotsky, we were attacked by bandits. They killed all our men.
What?
We only got away by a hair's breadth. And we lost everything, including the message. We ended up in rags, like beggars. They wouldn't let us into the castle. After that, we tried to get by as best we could.
Good God! I need a drink now. But did you manage to deliver the message in the end?
Yes, but it was touch and go.
I like exciting stories.
Well, you'll love this one then. Apart from being ambushed and almost killed, Capon ended up on the gallows for poaching.
A nobleman? On the gallows for poaching?
Well, he looked more like a tramp than a nobleman at the time. He really did have a noose round his neck, though. But it all worked out in the end.
Good gracious! But tell me, who ambushed you?
Well, that's interesting as well. Istvan Toth and some others.
What? That sneaky rat from Talmberg? He's still alive?
Not anymore.
You? Well done. Let's drink to that.
Death to the enemy.
What happened next?
Von Berghoff was attacked around the same time by the same men, so we thought we were on the same side as him. And we wanted to help him catch the bandits as a goodwill gesture.
Why didn't he catch them himself?
He tried. We found out for him that the bandits were holed up at Nabokov. When he sent his soldiers to their lair, we went with them. We wanted to be there and get Istvan.
And that's where you killed him?
No. We were nearly killed ourselves. Again.
By Istvan?
No, he wasn't there. The bandits were led by a fella who fucked us right up, and von Berghoff's entire force, too. He lured us into a trap and slaughtered everyone. Me and Capon were the only survivors.
It sounds like your guardian angel never gets a moment's rest.
Yeah, there was some luck in it. But it was more that Zizka knew he could get a ransom for Capon.
Wait, Zizka? He's the one who almost killed you.
Aye. He's called Jan Zizka, of Trotsnov.
Well, blow me down. Zizka is in the service of Prokop of Luxembourg, King Wenceslas's cousin.
Aye, we found that out as well.
And what the hell was Istvan Toth doing with him?
Turned out he was spying for von Berghoff. But he didn't do a great job, fortunately. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
I am starting to get confused.
That makes two of us. Maybe we'll understand better if we get drunk.
You're not holding back, I see. Your health, then. After Zizka took us prisoner, it finally became clear we were on the same side, and Istvan had to flee.
So when did you kill that bastard?
Not till some time later. Just when we thought we were out of the woods and Istvan was gone, he appeared outside the walls of Nabokov again, with von Berghoff and Markvart von Aulitz. Von Aulitz was on his way to Kuttenberg with reinforcements for Sigismund. And with the finger of God.
With the what?
A bombard.
Good lord!
Have you ever seen one? I hadn't, until they used it against us.
I've heard about the bombard. An infernal weapon. Then what?
We didn't have a chance. They blew the tower to pieces and took us all prisoner. They took us to Trotsky and tortured us. But with the help of a woman who works with Zizka, we managed to escape.
Zizka. That man always has a trick or two in reserve.
Thank God. While we were making our escape, I crossed paths with Toff, and finally took my revenge for everything he did.
Dull moment with you, I see. To happy endings, then. And where is Lord Capon? Or should I call him the Prince of Poachers?
Well, the most fitting thing to call him would be hostage, because that's what he is now.
A hostage?
That's right. Von Berghoff took him with him. And that's why I'm here, in fact.
Your original plan went badly awry, I must say.
Well, it could have been worse.
That's the way of the world. For my part, I'm forced into hiding, as you've probably noticed. They're after me as if I owed taxes. If only I knew what Jobst would say.
I know exactly what he'd say as it happens.
You do?
I spoke to Jobst just after we arrived at Suchdal. He expressly forbade me to look for you, or try to rescue Capon.
That damned... Did he say why?
Aye. He said you can look after yourself. And as a nobleman, Capon has nothing to fear in captivity.
Jobst.
I must admit, I see his point. He has plans. He wants to take advantage of the truce while it lasts. And he doesn't want to provoke Sigismund into starting warring again. And he's probably right about Capon. Nobody's going to throw away the chance of a fat ransom, or waste a nice opportunity for blackmail.
It's true I can take care of myself. But the old schemer could at least have warned me, whatever his plans might be.
Zizka sees Jobst as a pain in the arse, too. I mean, he's not fond of him. And he doesn't approve of his plan.
Then I expect he and I will see eye to eye. Although I prefer a different strategy to braining all and sundry with a mace. Even so, what brings you to me? You didn't take this risk just to tell me what Jobst is like, or that I should carry on with what I'm doing.
No. My first concern is to rescue Lord Capon, whatever schemes Jobst is dreaming up.
And then...
And also, it's about your safety.
My safety?
You know, they tortured us. Zizka, Godwin and me. They asked about Jobst's plans and about you. I'd have held out, but Godwin... He told them where you were.
Where I am? In this city, you mean? That's not such a terrible betrayal. Kuttenberg is a big city. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Not that they have not tried. They almost caught you a couple of times. If it were not for my people.
That's true, of course. But I'm not going to bear a grudge. The executioner always gets what he wants. And if he hadn't, we wouldn't be talking right now.
I apologize.
No need. It's not your fault. Nevertheless, let's turn the page. Capon. How do you plan to free him?
That's exactly why I came to see you.
Oh. How's that?
Because you move in certain circles.
And?
You conspire. You hear all the rumors.
So?
So you might know where they're holding him.
Sigismund confiscated the property of some burghers and noblemen in the city when they opposed him, and he divided the property up between his loyal followers. He seized Malashov Fortress from the Rutards, for instance. And didn't you say, Sam, that he gifted it to von Berkhoff?
Yes, that is so.
That was before von Berkhoff was in these parts. But if he's here now, where else would he be but in Malashov? And if von Berkhoff is there...
That's where his captive will be.
Correct. Capon is at Malashov Fortress.
Well, that's fucked then. How the hell 3 of us conquer a fortress, and one of us a woman?
That's a conquest I'd like to see. It would go down in history.
The history of suicidal madness.
You can't just launch an assault on Malashov. It's a strong fortress. We'll need a cunning plan.
Or long ladders and lots of men. That could be arranged, maybe.
Careful! Jobst ordered us not to stir up trouble. And this would be serious trouble. But if Capon simply vanished...
Vanished how, exactly?
I don't know yet. But like I said, Malashov belonged to the Rutards. And I'm sure they're not keen on the new tenant. I think if you pay a visit to Sir Kunslin Rutard and convince him you have common interests, he'll be happy to think up a solution with you.
Like what?
Who knows? Perhaps Lord Rutard knows of a back door into his old home, and he might not be averse to an arrangement with someone who'll help him take revenge.
Someone like you.
Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up. But it's the best we've got, and there's no harm in trying. Where can I find this Kunslin?
Sigismund seized his fortress, but, surprisingly, he let him keep his palace in the city. It's right next to the Italian court.
All right. I'll give it a go.
Once you have some news, you know where to find me. Is there anything you want to know before you go?
Come to think of it, I've no idea where we actually are.
Of course. I'd forgotten how you got here.
We're in the Jewish quarter, in the basement of the King Solomon Tavern, below my tavern. Goyim do not just wander in here, but I will tell my people you are with us.
Thanks a whole lot. All right, I'll set off now.
Good luck. It was good to see you again, Henry. And be careful. There's bound to be spies swarming around the palace. This city isn't safe.
Tell me about it. Danger is my daily bread these days.